Hello, everyone. In this video today, we're going to be taking a look at an article from USA Today that was published on April 5th, written by Marla Puente. Jussie Smollett. Chicago officials face off in nasty legal battle over civil fine. Nasty legal battle. He should be held accountable for the cost that he incurred. And what's funny is because they've tried to push this false narrative that he was vindicated when you have literally the prosecutors going, yeah, well, it was enough to convict him, but, you know, we did some shady shit, and you get the bar going, this shit shouldn't have, you know, the bar in Illinois going, this shit shouldn't have happened. You've got prosecutors saying this shit shouldn't have happened. You've got defense attorneys saying this shit shouldn't have happened. You've literally got all these legal experts saying this shit shouldn't have happened. He had the charges dropped. Well, he should at least be held financially accountable for the costs that he incurred with his little fake, you know, narrative of Trump supporters supposedly beating him down so that he could get a little bit of publicity because he was going to be written off of fucking Empire, from what it sounds like. I mean, this is ridiculous. But, you know, hey, they gotta push this shit. I love this one. Like, right here. Empire actor Jussie like the quote here, like for the video. Which, yeah, there's an ad. For whatever reason, USA Today is now making you turn off ad blockers. Anyway, Empire actor Jussie Smollett, who was accused of staging a hate crime attack, was dropped of all charges by prosecutors. How does the FBI define a hate crime attack? We explain. I mean, excuse me, but hate crime hoax, number one. They try to make it sound like all the charges were dropped with the tonality that, like, you know, whoa, well, there's nothing there. But there definitely was. So anyway, Jussie Smollett's lawyer, the ever pugnacious, I love how these people, they don't know proper fucking English, you know, one sentence paragraphs are bad and should not be used to start a sentence. They go and use their thesaurus and go, oh, look, I'm a great writer. But anyway, the ever pugnacious Mark Gregaros had a message to the city of Chicago on Friday. Bring it on, which would not be individual sentences. Jesus Christ. Firing back at Chicago's vow to pursue the Empire star in a court to force him to pay a fine of up to $390,000 for police overtime in the investigation of his now dismissed hate crime case, Gregaros told the city to go jump in Lake Michigan. Well, they can sue him for that, and it will be perfectly fucking legal. They can sue him to recoup their expenses. That's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to get a court to levy a fine against him by suing him. But they're trying to make it sound like they're trying to get him to pay a fine. I mean, this is ridiculous. In the process, he's charged the city's stance is unconstitutional, malicious, false and defamatory, harassment, and a violation of double jeopardy bans. Gregaros strongly hinted if the city sues Smollett, Smollett will respond in kind. Excuse me, dumb fuck. Were you, hey, Gregaros, were you alive during the days of OJ? OJ was found not fucking guilty in his criminal trial. But he was found, you know, not innocent in his civil trial. And he had to pay a shit ton of money to what's her face's his ex-wife's family and oh god, the other fucker that OJ killed. Oh god, what the hell is his name? It's been so many years. But anyway, they can do that. They can sue and recuperate the money. That by this dumb fuck's logic. The people who sued OJ, you know, the parents of, you know, the survivors of his ex-wife and her boyfriend, you know, their lawsuit should have been thrown out under double jeopardy. It wasn't. So guess what? They can sue and they will fucking win. I mean, this is ridiculous. Oh, and he'll respond to count. What the fuck is Smollett gonna sue for? He has absolutely no grounds to sue. His suit will be dismissed and he'll be laughed out of court. Unless you fucking find an Obama judge that's going to be hearing the case. Because, hey, if the Obamas, you know, if you're involved with them, shit, you got to do what they tell you. At least that's what it looks like with how Smollett got off. Your letter constitutes part of a course of conduct intended to harass and irreparably injure Mr. Smollett, Gregarious declared in a missive sent to Edward Siskel, head of the city's law department, which released a copy to the media on Friday. No, it's not intended to harass. Just because the charges were dropped against you does not mean that you are not civilly liable for the costs that you incurred in your fake hate crime bullshit. And it's not irreparably injure. It's not something that they're trying to do to irreparably injure him. He irreparably injured himself by doing his fake fucking, Trump supporters beat me up bullshit. Give me a break. As explained below, your letter is both factually and legally flawed, and Mr. Smollett will not be intimidated into paying the demanded sum. You know what's funny is they put all these quotes from Gregarious here. This is not even a fucking article. It's free fucking advertising and propaganda. Putting that shit in there and just quotes of that stuff. They're expecting people to buy into this bullshit. Anyone who was alive for the OJ fucking trial and, criminal and civil trials knows it's complete and total bullshit. I mean, this is ridiculous. What's more, Gregarious wrote, if the city continues to pursue Smollett, I'm sorry. This is just so fucked up. Oh my God. What's more, Gregarious wrote, if the city continues to pursue Smollett, his legal team promises to make things uncomfortable as possible for the city officials, including outgoing Mayor Rahm Emanuel and Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson, plus the two brothers who attacked Smollett, they claim, because he paid them to stage a hoax attack, and their lawyers. So basically, Gregarious is threatening all these people. Like, well, you might as well just let this go, because we're just going to throw lawsuit after frivolous lawsuit after you people. We're going to make your lives a living fucking hell unless you drop this. He'll end up spending more money in these frivolous bullshit lawsuits than he would if he just paid off the money that he cost the city of fucking Chicago. But then that would be admitting that, yeah, he's a fucking scumbag, and admitting that, yeah, even though we know he's guilty of it, when the old prosecutor's saying we had more than enough to convict him, but we let him go. When you're at that point, I'm sorry, but when you're at that point, what you're doing here is clearly threatening. You're trying to scare and intimidate these people with frivolous lawsuits that you're going to pay more money for than if you just paid what you owed. This is ridiculous. In the event of a lawsuit, Gregarious said he would demand the release of the entire police investigative file on the case, both to Smollett and to the public, and would seek to dispose of Emanuel, Johnson, and others under the oath. Oh my God. People who were not involved in this. Okay, well, that's all right. Well, then, if that's the case, then I say that in these suits, we bring Michelle Obama in, we bring the head DA in, we bring the Cook County DA, we bring them all in. All right, we bring in her assistant DA, the dude that was in charge of the case, and we bring them all in and we ask them what undue influence was involved in this really shady exchange going on between Michelle Obama and her people and the Cook County DA and assistant DA, because that's shady as all fucking hell. You seriously want to bring them into court? Rahm Emanuel, which I'm no fan of. I think he's a fucking shit-eating scumbag. But you want to bring him into court? We can bring in those other people into court. We can bring in Michelle Obama and the Cook County DA and the assistant DA. We can bring them in. Let's see where it goes from there. Mr. Smollett's preference remains, however, that this matter be closed and that he is allowed to move on with his life, Gregarious concluded. Well, yes, because he does not want this to continue because he knows he fucking was caught. He just wants this shit to fade away. It's not going to happen, though. The upshot is Smollett's scandal has gripped Chicago for the last 3 months. The upshot is the Smollett scandal that has gripped Chicago for the last 3 months isn't over, not by a long shot. And if this latest display of legal chest thumping actually does end up in a civil suit, complete with a trial of some sort, maybe the citizens of the Windy City will finally get to learn what actually happened on January 29th, when Smollett claimed he was attacked by two men who shouted homophobic, racist slurs, beat him, threw bleach on him, dangled a noose around his neck, and declared this MAGA country. We already know what happened. The Chicago PD had fucking proved with the surmountable evidence that Smollett faked it. We know what happened. But see, you got to keep pushing this bullshit fucking narrative. He is guilty of trying to literally create a fake hate crime that supposedly Trump supporters committed against him in a fucking Democrat stronghold. Give me a break. We know what happened. Passions are still running high in Chicago about the Smollett scandal and its unsatisfactory denouement. Will the prospect of a jury civil suit be entertaining enough to calm things down, or will it infuriate everybody even more? Excuse me. The only people supporting Smollett are fucking morons at this point. Even people in Chicago are like, yeah, this guy's a fucking idiot. Yeah, they're shaking their heads. They're like, yeah, this guy fucked us. We bought into his shit. And they're not buying into it anymore. This is ridiculous. Gregaros, who has his own legal woes, as an alleged unindicted co-conspirator in an unrelated federal case. Yeah. Isn't that, yes, that's the one that, oh God, Avenatti's involved in. I love how they won't bring that up, that this is literally the same asshole who is neck deep with Avenatti and his fucking shady shit, like trying to blackmail Nike. Yeah, we should really trust this guy when he's involved with that fucking scumbag. Well, yeah. You know what's funny is the only way he's going to avoid anal rape if he ever, gets indicted for his shit like Avenatti is by providing legal services. It'd be like, I'll write your appeal, just don't fuck me up the ass against my will. Oh my God. So anyway, in an unrelated federal case, demonstrated in his letter to the city that Smollett isn't going away quietly. It's just blustering. They're hoping that they can use this as a PR situation. That's all they're trying to do. Which USA Today was more than willing to ride Gregaros' dick while touting the fucking narrative. All criminal charges against him were dismissed and sealed, and Smollett vehemently denies he lied to the Chicago police about the alleged attack Gregaros wrote. Well, it was proven that he lied, number one. Number two, when there is illegal activity being involved, the court system, our judicial system was not intended to be circumvented through, undue influence and stuff like that. And if, what was done to get the charges to be dismissed like they were is found to be illegal, they can bring him right back up. They can unseal that shit and he can be charged with them. And there would be no double jeopardy. Because you know what? The whole intent of double jeopardy isn't so that you can fucking go and bribe someone and get out of the fucking charges. Sorry, but that's not how it works. I mean, this is so fucked up. Thus, your claim that Mr. Smollett filed a false police report and orchestrated his own attack is false and defamatory. Wrote, no, just because the charges were dropped does not make that true. Holy shit. Furthermore, it is apparent that your threats were made maliciously and in bad faith and without an honest belief that a cause of action against, Mr. Smollett exists, even under the lesser preponderance of evidence standard in civil lawsuits. Says the guy who literally threatened to fucking make Rahm Emanuel and others' lives a living fucking hell. Talk about projection. Holy shit. All of this is because Smollett refused to pay a $130,000 fine the city declared he owed to cover the cost of police overtime. Yes, because he literally faked a fucking attack that caused them to have to put all these officers on a fake attack that ran up these expenses like, labor costs, paying the cops and all. After 1 week After the 1-week deadline passed Thursday for him to pay up, the city told him in a letter it will sue him in civil court under a municipal code that allows the city to impose fines on people who make false statements to authorities, thus wasting time and money. Yeah, they can do that without necessarily having a court saying that it was a false statement. That will be decided in the actual civil suit. Just saying. Moreover, the city could collect up to 3 times the amount of damages the city sustains as a result of the violation in the Smollett case. That would be $390,000, and he should have just fucking paid the $130 because he's going to end up paying the $390. As you know, neither the threats in your letter nor the defamatory statements they rely upon are afforded First Amendment protections, Gregorio. Yes, they are. He did not say anything. They did not say anything defamatory, and they did not make any threats. Literally saying, look, either you pay the fine that you fucking incurred or we're going to sue you is not a threat. It's a statement of legal fact. See, this whole article is literally Gregorio's. It's the author, the supposed journalist, riding Gregorio's dick, okay, and him using his dick as a puppet to move the reporter's mouth and, jabbing him in the fucking brainstem with it, saying, hey, quote me here, 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 and here. Literally, make this a propaganda piece. Because we need it. Moreover, your unprecedented attempt to file a civil lawsuit against Mr. Smollett is unconstitutional as applied to Mr. Smollett. No, it is not. This is the same idea, all right, of OJ. It truly is, because literally, he was found innocent, but they sued him for the death of Nicole and what the fuck is his name? But yeah, they sued him. Same principle. Wasn't double jeopardy. Gotta love the double standards of these dumb fucks. This is the same asshole that was involved in the blackmail of Nike with Avenatti. Give me a break. And he wants to talk about threats and shit like that. He was involved in a fucking scam to fucking use coercive threats to get money from Nike. Give me a fucking break. Or he was in one of the other Avenatti things that he was indicted on. But he's neck deep with Avenatti. This guy's a fucking sleazebag. Initially, Chicago police treated Smollett as a victim, but their investigation of the alleged attack later shifted to suspicion that Smollett had faked it. Eventually, they charged him with a felony disorderly conduct for allegedly lying on a police report, and a grand jury subsequently indicted him on 60 counts of lying to police. And you know what? It should be a fucking crime that has the same penalty as a hate crime to fake a hate crime. He should have been charged with something way more serious. He should have got fucking serious jail fucking time put against him for this shit, and it shouldn't have been dropped. But see, they're still trying to spin this shit. This is like the idea of the Mueller report. All right? They bet on this whole Smollett thing. They fucking all jumped the gun. They all tried to use this to their advantage because Orange Man, bad. MAGA hats, bad. Trump supporters, bad. And they didn't wait for the facts to come out. And they reported on the lies and the bullshit. And they vested themselves into it. And now they have a choice. They can either walk away and say, yeah, we fucked up, we're morons. Or they can double and triple and quadruple down and hope that they can push this fucking narrative that he's innocent. Even though you've got the prosecutors going, I was guilty as fuck, but, hey, we dropped it against him. Just don't hold that against us. I mean, this is ridiculous. It truly is. Oh, God. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.